Welcome to my channel Valuable Coins, All World. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end. You won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. The United States of America has produced countless coins throughout its history. But some of these seemingly common pieces of metal hold stories and value far beyond what most people ever imagine. One such coin is the 1971 Washington quarter. While most Americans have probably passed this coin through their hands without a second thought, perhaps using it for parking meters, vending machines, or change at the grocery store, there exists a hidden world of rare 1971 quarters that have become the holy grail for collectors and treasure hunters. If you think a quarter is just worth 25 cents, this story is about to change everything you thought you knew. The Washington quarter has long been a staple of American currency. Introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States, it quickly became one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in circulation. The obverse of the coin features a striking left-facing profile of Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. His bold, noble expression is surrounded by the words "Liberty" above, the motto "In God We Trust" to the left, and the date below. This design remained largely unchanged for decades, becoming a familiar symbol of everyday American life. The reverse of the 1971 Washington quarter showcases an eagle with outstretched wings perched atop a bundle of arrows, flanked by two olive branches. Above the eagle reads, "United States of America," and just below it, the enduring phrase, "E pluribus unum." At the bottom, you'll find the denomination quarter dollar. This powerful design symbolizes America's strength and peace, the arrows representing defense and the olive branches representing diplomacy. Now, what makes the 1971 quarter particularly fascinating isn't just its artwork or symbolism, but the period in which it was minted. By 1971, the U.S. Mint had already transitioned from producing quarters made of 90% silver to ones composed of a copper-nickel clad, a change that started in 1965 due to the rising cost of silver. So, the 1971 quarter should, by all normal standards, be a clad coin with no silver content. However, this is where the magic of coin collecting begins, because sometimes errors occur at the mint that go undetected until years later. A small handful of 1971 quarters have surfaced with characteristics that shouldn't exist: striking errors, off-metal planchets, and even rare versions minted on leftover silver blanks. One of the most valuable factors a coin can possess is rarity. Combine that with pristine condition, and you have a recipe for serious value. Most 1971 quarters were heavily circulated and show significant signs of wear, nicks, scratches, dull luster. But in very rare cases, a coin might escape circulation entirely, preserved in brilliant, uncirculated condition. These quarters, graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, receive grades from MS60 all the way up to MS68 and beyond. The higher the grade, the more sought after the coin becomes. Very few 1971 quarters survive in such elite condition, and fewer still with unique minting errors. Errors are the hidden gems of the coin world, often making an otherwise common coin incredibly rare and valuable. Some 1971 quarters are known to have off-center strikes, doubling of the date or lettering, or unusual planchet anomalies, such as being struck on a nickel or even silver planchet from previous years. These mistakes are not just quirks. They are treasured by collectors because they're proof that something went unexpectedly wrong in the usually meticulous minting process. Error coins tell a story of surprise and rarity, and for collectors, that unpredictability is part of the thrill. That let's not forget provenance. Some of the most valuable coins come from collections that have remained untouched for decades: estate finds, bank hoards, or rolls of coins hidden away in drawers or attics. A 1971 Washington quarter discovered in such a condition, never circulated, possibly with a mint error or graded at the highest level, could easily set the auction floor ablaze. And when the right coin appears at the right time, with the right attention, the value it commands can be nothing short of breathtaking. There's something poetic about finding immense value in something so ordinary. A quarter is a coin that so many of us overlook, toss into jars, or spend without a second thought. But within the world of numismatics, the 1971 Washington quarter is a reminder that history, rarity, and perfection can turn the most unassuming objects into treasures of immense worth. That's why collectors all over the world are constantly examining their change, studying old rolls of coins, and hunting for that elusive gem.so. The next time you come across an old quarter, especially one from the year 1971, take a closer look. Examine its shine, its edges, its lettering. Who knows what secrets it might hold? Because among those billions of coins that passed through everyday hands in the 1970s, there exists a small number of extraordinary survivors, coins that defied the odds, preserved their beauty, and caught the attention of serious collectors. And in one remarkable case, a 1971 Washington quarter, found in near-flawless condition, struck with a highly sought-after mint error, and preserved with exceptional detail, crossed the auction block to a chorus of stunned bids. After a fierce competition between elite collectors, that one rare $quarter, seemingly small and ordinary, was ultimately sold for $125,000. Top 2. In the world of American coinage, there are years that seem to pass by quietly, their coins circulating through hands without fanfare. But then there are years like 1983, where a seemingly ordinary Washington quarter suddenly becomes the stuff of legend. It's a story most people miss, simply because they never look closely enough. Yet, those who understand what makes a coin valuable know the secrets are often hidden in plain sight. The 1983 Washington quarter is one such secret, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and sparked excitement in the numismatic community like a fire that refuses to die out. At first glance, the 1983 quarter seems just like any other, a worn silver-colored coin bearing the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse, facing left, his gaze strong and steady. This design, created by John Flanagan, has graced the quarter since 1932. It's a tribute to the first president of the United States and has remained a constant symbol of American pride and heritage. On the reverse, the familiar bald eagle spreads its wings, perched defiantly on a bundle of arrows, surrounded by olive branches, a symbol of both strength and peace. These elements, while powerful in their own right, are not what make the 1983 quarter so remarkable. The real story lies in what happened that year behind the scenes of the U.S. Mint. The early 1980s were a difficult time for the American economy. Inflation was a pressing concern, unemployment was high, and the federal government was looking for ways to reduce costs across the board. One of the casualties of that era was the suspension of the U.S. Mint's annual uncirculated mint sets in both 1982 and 1983. These sets had long served as a source of pristine examples of circulating coins for collectors. Without them, coin enthusiasts suddenly found themselves without access to high-quality, mint-state examples of coins from those 2 years, especially the quarter. Most of the 1983 quarters entered regular circulation, where they were subjected to the wear and tear of everyday use. People spent them, dropped them, stacked them, and left them in coin jars. The vast majority of these coins became scuffed, scratched, or dull. Unlike coins from other years, there were virtually no untouched, high-grade specimens set aside in government-issued mint sets. This created an unexpected and significant scarcity in pristine examples of the 1983 quarter. Adding to the intrigue, certain 1983 quarters were discovered to have a striking anomaly. These rare examples had what is known as a reverse double die, a form of mint error where the details on the back of the coin, especially the lettering, appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. These kinds of errors can dramatically increase a coin's value among collectors. On a coin already known for its scarcity and high grades, this error only heightened the excitement. Over the years, word spread through coin shows, collector forums, and numismatic publications. Finding a 1983 Washington quarter in exceptional condition was like striking gold. But locating one with a doubling error? That was more like striking lightning in a bottle. The hunt was on. Collectors began to comb through rolls of quarters from banks, search their spare change, and attend auctions with eagle-eyed focus, hoping to uncover a gem from 1983. The rarity of these coins in top condition has driven values steadily upward. What was once a 25-cent piece used to buy a soda or pay a parking meter has, in some extraordinary cases, turned into a coin worth thousands. And in one incredible auction moment, Under bright lights and intense bidding, a collector paid a jaw-dropping amount for one of the finest known 1983 Washington quarters. That final price, the one that left jaws on the floor and confirmed the legend of the 1983 quarter, was $105,000. Top 3. There's something undeniably captivating about uncovering hidden treasures in the most unexpected places. For many Americans, spare change is just that, something jingling at the bottom of a purse, rolling around in the center console of a car, or forgotten in a dusty drawer. But for coin collectors, even the most ordinary-looking coin can hold extraordinary value. One such example, often overlooked by the casual observer, is the 1986 Washington quarter. At first glance, it's just another piece of everyday currency, but dig a little deeper, and you'll discover a fascinating story of rarity, craftsmanship, and incredible collector demand. The Washington quarter has long held a place of pride in the hearts of Americans. Since 1932, when it was introduced to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, it has symbolized both national heritage and enduring strength. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse features the resolute profile of the first U.S. president, surrounded by the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, with the date prominently displayed below. The reverse, equally iconic, displays a bald eagle with wings spread in a commanding posture, perched on a bundle of arrows framed by olive branches, representing a balance between war and peace. By the mid-1980s, these quarters were a familiar part of American life. Millions were minted each year, changing hands countless times in gas stations, diners, grocery stores, and vending machines. However, 1986 was a year of subtle shifts in the U.S. mint's production, and those shifts would make a small number of that year's quarters exceptionally rare and highly coveted. While most people never gave a second thought to the change they received with their coffee, savvy collectors started to notice something different about certain quarters from that year. One reason the 1986 Washington quarter stands out is its scarcity and pristine, uncirculated condition. Though the Denver and Philadelphia mints produced millions of quarters, many of them entered circulation immediately and were subjected to everyday wear and tear. High-quality examples were few and far between, especially those that managed to survive the passage of nearly 4 decades without accumulating scratches, nicks, or loss of luster. Finding a 1986 quarter in near-perfect condition became like spotting a needle in a haystack. Adding to the intrigue, a select few of these coins were struck with exceptional precision and clarity, making them a dream for numismatists. Some even display subtle minting errors, like off-center strikes or doubling in the lettering, that significantly enhance their value. Such anomalies may be invisible to the untrained eye, but for experienced collectors, they're signs of something extraordinary. These small, almost imperceptible variations have elevated what might appear to be an everyday coin into the realm of numismatic royalty. What makes the story even more captivating is the thrill of the hunt. Many collectors spend years combing through coin rolls, visiting antique shops, and attending estate sales, always hoping to stumble upon that one perfect specimen. There's a sense of adventure, of treasure hunting, in the search for a 1986 quarter that defies the odds, one that still gleams like the day it was minted, one whose details are crisp, whose surfaces are unmarred, and whose historical significance is intact. And when such a coin finally appears on the auction block, it doesn't go unnoticed. Enthusiasts and experts from around the world watch with anticipation, knowing that a coin like this doesn't come along often. The bidding starts conservatively but quickly escalates as collectors compete to own a piece of history that is as rare as it is beautiful. The atmosphere becomes electric, the tension builds, and when the final gavel falls, history is made yet again. It was in one of these unforgettable moments that a stunning 1986 Washington quarter, preserved in exceptional condition and boasting unmatched eye appeal, sold for an astounding amount. That final price, paid by a collector who recognized the true value of this hidden gem, was $95,000.